Let's make the perfect cinnamon bun. I promise you, you'll never need another recipe after this one. You won't want to be sharing these. 3/4 of a cup of warm milk, 1/4 cup of white sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Any yeast is fine. Okay, give it a good whisk and then let it sit on the counter for 5 minutes. 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1 egg, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Or just the whole container. 2 cups and 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, I'm gonna put this into my electric mixer and knead for about 5 minutes. Okay, the dough turned out perfect. Just gonna knead it by hand on the counter for a couple minutes just to get it nice and soft. It's nice and smooth. We're gonna put it back into our bowl, which is greased. We're gonna cover it and place it into a warm spot for about an hour, hour and a half to double in size. I actually have some garlic pizza pretzels in the oven right now. I'm pretty excited. Perfectly paired with some cinnamon buns. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half and our cinnamon bun dough has significantly rose. Okay, we're gonna roll it out into a rectangle. Okay, I have about a cup of softened butter here. Not sure how much I'll need, but we're just gonna brush the butter on a bowl. Okay, I used about 3/4 of my butter and it is very buttery. Okay, we're gonna add our brown sugar. Okay, I have no idea how much brown sugar I use, but at least 1.5 cups. I'm gonna spread it all out evenly. Okay, now we're gonna sprinkle it with some cinnamon. Okay, before I start cutting out my cinnamon buns, I'm just gonna use some of that leftover butter I had to grease my casserole dish. So I cut my cinnamon buns completely different than the traditional way. I find it so much easier. So let me show you my trick. Instead of rolling it all up, cutting it up and having it all mush everywhere, we're gonna cut it this way. Into little strips. I wasn't even counting and somehow I equaled up with an even 12. Now we're just gonna roll our cinnamon buns this way. Now just repeat the steps. Perfect cinnamon buns. So much easier than cutting it the other way. They look so much cleaner cut this way as well. Okay, those look pretty professional to me. We're gonna let them sit covered for about half an hour while I preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Okay, these did a second rise for about half an hour and I'm gonna add some heavy cream to the top of them. That is totally optional. Okay, I'm gonna put these into the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes, but I will let you know exactly how long mine bake for at the end. Okay, these baked for exactly 25 minutes at 350 degrees. They are perfect just the way they are, or you could make a cream cheese icing to go on top or just an icing glaze, which I'm gonna do. Okay, for my glaze, I'm not measuring. I'm just gonna add some powdered sugar. Gonna add some milk. Just want it to be a nice creamy consistency. And a splash of vanilla. I'm gonna pour the glaze on the top. Look at how good those look. They're pretty hot, so I'm gonna try to let them cool down just a little bit so I can give it a try. 5 seconds later. These are so hot, but look at how good they look. Ooh. I don't even like cinnamon buns, and these are so delicious. They're so soft, so squishy, perfect sweetness, absolutely delicious.